Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride and pleasure that I introduce to you, returning to the program, the men of the Nasty Knuckles podcast, the Nasty Knuckles YouTube program, web show galore. We got my man Derek Settlemyre right there. Riley Cote joining the program. What's up, boys?
What is up, Farzy? I'm so happy you got the gloves on, man. Those things are so money. Money.
Well, let me just tell you, for the backstory here, Riley, and you know the deal, but for the people that are just seeing this for the first time, these are my Nike hockey gloves that I wore in the summer of probably 8th grade going into 9th grade when I was playing roller hockey, like I was in the movie Airborne, only I wasn't in Ohio. I was in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, rocking Burpee Park like nobody's business. And my mom bought me these, which I thought were awesome, and then I didn't wear them until the Nasty Knuckles ball hockey tournament, to which my body is still recovering from, fellas. So thank you again for that.
You left the part out about your huge snipes that you had.
Oh, yeah.
Goals, too. They were big. Hey, they were. The one was a G-dub.
And
those gloves, Farzy, I'll bet you put those on eBay. You get a lot of cake for them, man.
Yeah.
Glove, I know guys would rock those for sure. I wish I had a pair of those skates like Gratz wore with the white when he was in New York, the white Nike with a blue stripe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Good stuff.
Those were sweet, man. Those were sweet.
So you're joining him with your style, man.
We're right up there. Right up there. God bless you. Folks, you guys have had some great episodes, really throughout your entire run. Are you guys on 76 episodes now? Where are you guys at?
Yeah, just finished 76. Yep.
Okay, now I was watching, you had Hartsy on, and you also had Coatsy on. So two just classic hockey nicknames right there. The phenomenal episodes. Everyone's got to check that out across all the platforms, of course, and listen to the podcast, Nasty Knuckles podcast. But I got to ask you guys this. I want to start out of the gate with what everyone's talking about, this whole head coaching search right now, and the idea of the Flyers possibly bringing in somebody else to hire the next head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers, and it's looking like, obviously, John Tortorella. Riley, let me ask you first and foremost. Hiring the head coach using an outside party, and what do you make of John Tortorella?
I've never heard of anything like that before. Honestly, I was available. I would have chose John Tortorella. That was
really? Okay.
I mean, we talked about this before several times on the pod, and it's always between him and Rick Tocchet, and for whatever reason, probably because I just know that he's going to at least get the guys going out of the gate and identify and establish an identity within the locker room. I think he's going to do that. Absolutely. Not that any other coach wouldn't, but Torts has got a reputation to light a fire, and he was my pick from the start. So happy to see that. Never heard of the third party consultant, if you will. Seems odd when you have some amazing picks there. I mean, you couldn't go wrong with probably any of them, honestly. But Torts was my pick.
All right, Nasty. So let's just say this then. Let's say that there was a fourth party that they sought counsel for, and that fourth party was the Nasty Knuckles podcast. Where do you rank John Tortorella and the guys that were available to coach the Flyers?
Personally, just from being in an organization for so long, I love Torts. First of all, you're not going to go wrong there. I think we've had guys on the show before that have talked about their relationship with him after playing with him. A lot of FU contests. Vinny LeCavalier sticks out in my mind. Him telling me stories about him and Torts, literally FU back and forth every other day. But once he got to Philly, one of his best friends that he talked to a lot was Torts. And Torts is one of the nicest humans. You can ask Scott Hartnell when he was on the show talking about Torts. But I have zero problem with Torts. I think he's going to light a fire. He wants you to play hard. That's what he wants. He just expects everyone to give everything they have, which every coach really does, right? Torts is a little louder. I wouldn't have mind seeing a guy like Rick Tocchet also, just because maybe to bring back a little bit of that Flyers mentality that I feel like has been lost a little bit, or maybe more than a little bit. I think they're trying to get that back, but Torts will bring an identity. He will make the team have an identity again, which I think they've kind of been lacking. Of course, last year was really hard when half your team's hurt all year. It's kind of hard to have an identity. But I like the pick, Farzy. I really do. If Torts signs, I think I don't think you can go wrong, like Riley said.
Yeah, I think either way it's going to be entertaining, whether it's beautiful or it goes up in flames. I think it's going to be very entertaining. But I did say my take on the whole situation was I really like Barry Trotz. I thought he might be better suited for the job, but Tortorella, I think we'll put the butts in the seats, as they say. When it comes to him, though, why would he want to take this job? Like, the Flyers don't have a lot to offer right now, it feels like, in terms of like being right there to compete for a championship. Why would John Tortorella now at this age, 63, want to start working on something that could be at the very least, a big retooling?
That's a great question. I talked to Rick Tocchet here and there, and I always say to him, man, you got a great job now, but he's like, I still kind of have that itch to coach. I know he's been doing some interviews and stuff. I think Torts is such a competitor. I'm sure he enjoys being on TV and doing that, but it's not the same, for a guy like that. Sure. Like, he is a highly competitive guy, and that's just my opinion. I think that's why he was like, you know what, I can fix this. I'm going to help. Like Riley said too, like, unfortunately, coaches' shelf lives, they're not that long sometimes. Hopefully he lasts and he turns it around, but you're going to need a lot of moves, I think, to help with Torts coming in, with this team.
Yeah, right. Do you see him being involved in this rebuild other than just coaching, maybe being another mind for the front office?
That's a great question.
I think so, absolutely. I mean, I think coaches are always working with their general managers, from what I understand. I think to piggyback off Nasty there, I think Torts is such a competitive guy, and he's probably been waiting for an opportunity to coach anywhere. You know what I mean? It's a blessing to be involved in the sport, and for him to be, have been coaching for as long as he has, and being patient. I think it's just the passion of the game. Is just wanting to win and wanting to do what he does best is coach. And I think we're talking offline. Torts back in the day, his reputation, is very visibly intense on the bench, and I don't think that's changed. But I think, from what I understand, he's become a better communicator, and he's a more refined John Tortorella. I think he's just a great fit. Honestly, I think I think the fans have been influenced by the media and already knowing how Torts is, and it's almost like they just want to see something. It's almost like it's like even if the Flyers lose, they want to see someone snap on the bench just to justify the loss, and they'll be happy with that. But that being said, he has an ability to get guys going. And to piggyback off Nasty's last point there, I don't think the Flyers right now, as it stands, are good enough. So you're only as good as your horses. So yes, you could have a great intense coach, but he's going to need some help. Otherwise, he's going to wear on these players quicker and sooner than that 2-year lifespan. So yeah. He definitely needs some help.
Nasty, if you're up there with him, if you're on the bench with him, if you're in the front office with Chuck Fletcher, whatever it might be, hell, I'll promote you to third party instead of just fourth party. What is it this team needs to do other than bringing a head coach that's won before and has done a lot of winning in the league over a 20-year span and all that? What do the Flyers need to do after hiring this head coach? What needs to happen on the ice?
Well, first of all, I think they need to be healthy, which we all know that. We've talked about this a lot, Farzy. The Ellis injury season, I mean, the guy played 4 games. That was huge. I think they would add another D-man, but you're also right. The cap, you're going to have to make some moves to bring some players in. Like, everybody's talking about Johnny Gaudreau. Seems like he's coming here from what I've been hearing. It's a lot of money you're going to have to pay him too, but I think they still need another D to play with Provy, and hopefully Ellis is healthy. All of a sudden you get another D in here. It's looking a lot different on the back end. And Torts is a defensive-minded guy. I think, like, with the way he plays, he expects everybody to play full 200. And that's even Johnny Gaudreau. Like, I'm not saying Daryl Sutter doesn't do that either, but some of these younger kids that, I don't want to say cheat a little bit playing the offensive, that ain't going to happen with Torts. So I think you have to add a D-man. I mean, I think they have to do that. And, you're going to have to get a scorer. I mean, you lost Claude, who's not quite a point a game, but still probably your best player, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. Johnny Gaudreau is going to bring points, that's for sure. And then hopefully you're healthy. I mean, that's the biggest thing, because with this cap, you know how it is with this cap era. It's not that easy just to make a bunch of moves.
Right. Riley, if you're up there, what are you telling John Tortorella? What are you telling Chuck Fletcher?
I mean, I think yes. At another defenseman, you have to replace G's points and some. So if that's Johnny Gaudreau, in a perfect world, you'd have another addition there up front. You know what I mean? I just don't think they score enough. I think part of their problem is how tight they are with salary and some contracts that are hard to move. But wishful thinking, even with some additions, being healthy. I mean, that was a huge one. I'm not sure if they're still a playoff team, but who knows? A new voice, new energy. Again, you get healthy, you get some momentum. Everyone feels better. Guys get scoring. You never know. It's interesting sport, and you just got to find that groove. But it's hard to find it when you're damaged all the time and then guys aren't producing. So we'll see. It's a fresh start.
Individually, you both, God bless you, mention the name Claude Giroux. So just percentage-wise, 100% he's definitely coming back. 0, he's not coming back. Nasty, is Claude Giroux coming back to the Flyers?
0%.
0%. Riley?
I'm going 0 as well.
0%. Look at you like-minded people. You, God bless you. All right. All right, fellas, we've had you on the show before. Usually I reserve this for first-time guests, but I just have a feeling that you guys will knock these out of the park. Do you guys want to play the Farzy 5?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, you know what? Just for you guys.
I was going to say put the mitts on.
Okay.
Put the mitts.
Now, I just can't. I got to bring in the band. Guys, let's hear you. Come on. Let's feel it today. Ooh. Saucy, guys. Saucy. Oh. They're just fantastic. All right, hold on. Let me get my note card. Here we go. Riley, start with you. Best job before hockey. What was it?
I worked at a concrete plant and made parts of sewers underneath the ground. So pretty solid job.
He said best.
Yes? Paperboy. I mean,
okay. Oh, Paperboy. There you go.
That seems better than making sewage things. I don't know what you said.
Now, Riley, I don't know how.
Your actual job itself. What are we talking about? Delivering papers for about 50 cents a day. I mean,
yeah, true.
Yeah, no, Riley, I don't know how.
In the middle of winter. I mean, that's not a great job.
True.
Right?
In Canada, did you have to go around as a paperboy? Did you have to go around collecting the money yourself?
I did. Yeah, I did that for years, man. It was the most painful part of it. Oh, I don't have that $3.50 today. You can have to come back tomorrow. I'm like, oh, thanks, buddy. Help me out.
And that's where Riley learned how to fight. No, all right.
And they're $3.50. They're giving you all coins. They're loonies.
Oh yeah, it was digging around, rummaging around the old purse and finding. Some crummy quarters and loonies.
Awful.
I was busy watching Kids in the Hall. I didn't have a chance to come over and pay you. All right. Nancy, best job before hockey?
I worked at High Point University basketball camp from the time I was 12 until 18. That was my favorite job.
Wait, High Point in what? Montgomery?
North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Not even close. Not even close. I was going to say, I went to High Point basketball camp. Not that one. Not that one. All right, awesome. Go-to fast food place. Nasty, go to you.
I try not to eat it, but I'll have to say Chick-fil-A because my son lives off Chick-fil-A.
There you go. All right. Riley?
Don't really eat Chipotle when I'm in a hurry.
Ooh, Chipotle, muy bueno. Absolutely.
Yeah, Farzy, ask him about when he was playing where he made me stop at 3 a.m. every morning.
Not a white cat.
Burger King.
Oh, Burger King. Whoppers, Whoppers cheese.
From the bar.
Trying to pack on
when we're heading out for the beginning of the night, he's like, Nasty, whatever we do, we're not stopping at Burger King. On our way home, 3 a.m., we pass that Burger King, pull in. What am I going to say? The guy weighed 225. Now he weighs 145. I can take him now.
Jeez. I stopped eating shit, Nasty. I got the message.
You're right.
There you go. Yeah, I just literally had 2 burritos like 10 minutes ago. All right, next question. Not from Chipotle, unfortunately, homemade. This is a great one. Riley, for you. First, in your dating days, first date deal breaker. First date deal breaker.
Jeez. Oh, I'm not even sure. That's a tough one. Can I?
A lot of people.
Can I take a moment?
Yeah, you can pass the nasty.
I would just say if they were high maintenance, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, right. Them high maintenance ladies. Yeah, I'm with you. Rude to the wait staff was always one. People with no manners.
There you go.
Yeah. I was gonna say a loud chewer. Which I've been a little smack.
Right.
So, not feeling it.
No, I'm absolutely with you. Nasty. Favorite city to travel to?
Ooh, L.A.
Wow. Okay. All right. I feel that. I like L.A. Riggs.
I got a few. I'm gonna go with Montreal since I've had some pretty damn good times there.
Nice.
Wonder where you were.
Just touch
He was
the hotel.
He's at the Burger King. The Burger King. He was at the Burger King.
Okay, yeah.
And then, all right. I'll ask you this one first. In traffic, Riley Cote, what makes you beep your horn?
When people are snoozing at the red light and it turns green.
Okay.
And they're on their phone or completely sleeping, I give her a nice honk.
Nasty?
I was going to say the exact same thing. He read my mind. That's usually the only time I'll lay on the horn. The way people are today, I'm too afraid to really lay on the horn.
Yeah,
I'll just give them a nice little – I wish I had a different beep for when I just – hey, the light's green, just a Pee Wee Herman.
Friendly beep.
Yeah. That's usually the only time I'll hit the horn.
Let's see if I remember doing this with you guys before, trying to hit the mouse with the gloves on. This is not working at all. Got to abort that mission. Guys, you can cool it with the band. Thank you. You guys were hot today. Hot. You guys had a lot of similar. It's almost like you guys should do a podcast together. What? Yeah.
Like we get around each other a little bit.
If you guys are not listening to the Nasty Knuckles podcast, if you guys aren't watching the show, if you're not seeing the clips and following them on social media, let me just make sure you guys have a little basis point for that. Here it is right here. You can check them out on Twitter, the Nasty Knuckles podcast. Make sure you follow all things Nasty Knuckles, all your flyers, news, and conversation. You want to talk to these guys, my man Derek Settlemyre, of course, and Riley Cote. Gentlemen, you do a phenomenal job. A pleasure catching up with you guys as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Farzy. That's buddy.
All right, awesome. Our guys, great seeing you guys from the Nasty Knuckles podcast. Riley Cote, Derek Settlemyre joining us on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line.